Today I'm taking Daniel to the Penguin store to do a makeover on him because basically he looks like an adolescent teenager.
What a story, Mark.
New Warriors is the gift that just keeps on giving. Just keeps on giving back to the community, bringing joy to all of us that enjoy good cringe. And once again, more cringe has been found. So what was that clip at the beginning of the video? Well, Daniel Kibblesmith, now famously known for writing New Warriors, and also an author of Santa's Husband, a Christmas book that celebrates how normal it is to be different. Well, he was also known for going on the dating show on Bravo TV called Millionaire Matchmaker, where rich nerd seeks love. And boy, oh boy, is it quite the festive event. So I have to give props to RK Outpost. I'll link his video in the description because that's where I found this. And I just had to go through and talk about it because the cringe is just so good. It's just, oh, so good. So Daniel, turns out, got his start through Groupon, where he wrote comedy, I guess. He's actually listed as a comedian, if you can believe that. I know, doesn't he just scream funny? So he wanted to take his money, newfound money, and find some love. So that's exactly what he did. And he went on Millionaire Matchmaker, The Prince and I, Season 5. And him and this other dude, who's a prince from Denmark or something. I don't know. They don't really explain it. They just say he's a prince. So he's on there with him. It's really funny because when they introduce the two of them, his eyes light up more than he ever did with any of the women. He was more interested in this prince dude, which is kind of funny. So maybe he's on the wrong show, and maybe he wrote the right book and he's living in denial. I kind of think that after watching this episode, I really do. We're going to play a couple of clips from this and go over them. And I'll give you a rundown because it's a 44-minute show and it's absolutely terrible. I watched the whole thing as some of the worst stuff I've ever watched. But we get to see a little bit about Daniel and who he is when we're watching this, which is always nice. We get to see him in his Groupon life and how he made his fortune. And we get to see some of his favorite pastimes, which is puppeteering. You notice this puppet he made with the eggs. I know, haha. So LOL, so random. Daniel, how the hell are you single? I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and start here. So let me give you the setup. Okay, this is a 44-minute episode. We can't watch the whole thing, but we can go through some clips of it a little bit. Basically, they're doing this mingling thing where there's a bunch of girls that the weirdo lady that runs this thing picked out for these guys. And Daniel has picked two of them. This very fine redhead and another woman who's like a bar floozy, basically. He ends up going out with the bar floozy, which was really strange. But this girl, he's sitting there being awkward. Like when she first meets him, he's drawing a duck getting chased by a ghost. And he's like, look what I drew for you. It's really strange. So she's trying to break him out of his shell because he seems to need it because when he first meets the women, he's very shy and they're all like looking at him like, are you going to say anything? Or it was really funny. But this girl gets him up and she's like, let's do, I'm going to show you how to dance. I want to get you lively and stuff. And, so you're not sitting at the table acting strange and just staring at me. So they start dancing and pretty much this happens.
Yeah. No, I've seen that in movies and stuff like that.
And
cool. I would like to stop.
okay, sure, let's sit down.
So I think from that little awkward dance scene, you can kind of tell that maybe there's a little bit more to Daniel's Santa husband book, and he might be, living a fake life. You're going to see even more of that right here when the girl he chose to date meets him. So it's really strange. She goes up and tries to hug him, and, well, Daniel ain't having none of that. Nothing was consensual about this meetup. So let's take a look.
Hey, how
Hi.
are you?
How's it going? You look really nice.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
So you can see Daniel ain't having none of it. He ain't having none of this kind of behavior. So she tries again. They go to their little dinner date thing, I'm sure, where Daniel is enjoying one of those drinks with an umbrella, or something like that. And they're sitting here talking, and she's trying to get him to loosen up. I want you to come out of your shell, Daniel. And she's like, why don't you give me a kiss? And, well, you can see what happens for yourself right now.
I think that would be really fun.
So I think you should give me a peck on the lips.
So this is uncharted territory for old Daniel. He doesn't quite know what to do here. So he decides to take a chance and go in and maybe see, you know, what this thing they call kissing is like. So he gives it a shot, and we're gonna see how it lands. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how he reacts.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Boy, I think I think that was a little too much for Daniel. Did you see how he reacted? That kind of like squint, like, oh, like how he drew his head back and got all scared and weird. And it's funny, like, watch what she says after they kiss. This is really hilarious.
See, that wasn't hard.
No,
Look,
that
you
wasn't
came
bad
out of
at
your
all.
shell. And it was very light. Do it again. Come here.
Okay.
Look at his reaction. Oh, this is priceless. That's really where it ends. They don't really do too much after this. The date went south. It's really funny at the end, at the very end of the episode. So the weirdo lady that runs the show, she's like, "How did it go?" She's talking to the woman here. You know, how did it go? And she's like, "Well, I think we could be good friends. We definitely make great friends." She calls him a pushover, basically, in so many words, and it's just a complete disaster. So I guess in closing, I kind of understand why modern comic books are trash. If these are the kinds of dudes that are writing those books, I really wonder, you know, will this industry ever be better? How can this dude write a Tony Stark? You know what I'm saying? How is that even possible? No wonder modern comics are so bad. I feel like a lot of the questions that we all had got answered through this. So if you want to pay the $3, you can find it. You can find it on YouTube. I'm sure some of you crafty folks out there can find it in other means, such as going for a sale on the 7 Seas. I'm sure you can find a copy that way. But either way, this was an eye-opener. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Do you have any advice for Daniel? Maybe leave those in the comments. Do you maybe understand comic books a little bit more now and why they're so bad? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Also, if you would share the video, that would be cool. Throw a like up. That would also be cool. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.